Inside you, right now, lives a power you've never seen. A power that doesn't shout, doesn't fight, doesn't scream, yet it silently shapes your destiny. Most people live their whole lives chained, never touching it. They suffer, they struggle, they search outside, never realizing the treasure within. But tonight, you will hear a story. A story of a lost traveler who discovered that secret mind. A story that may forever change the way you see your own life. There was once a young man. His life was nothing but struggle. He worked harder than most, yet every effort collapsed. Every dream turned to dust. At night, he lay awake, staring at the ceiling, haunted by one question. Why am I never enough? Why does life fight against me? His heart was heavy. His mind was louder than storms. Day after day, he carried invisible chains. No matter what I do, I fail. I'm just a shadow among others, unseen, powerless, forgotten. One night, unable to carry his thoughts any longer, he left his home. He walked through narrow streets, past sleeping houses, past dim lamps, into the wilderness. The road led him into the mountains where the wind howled and the paths vanished into darkness. He walked with torn clothes and tired feet, stumbling over rocks, yet some unseen force pulled him deeper. The moon shone faintly on cracked earth. Owls cried in the distance. The night air was sharp, but inside, his chest burned with confusion. The more he walked, the more he felt his life had been reduced to emptiness. He thought of the friends who mocked him, the family who pitied him, the failures that chained his heart. His body was weak, but his desperation carried him forward. By the river's edge, deep in the forest, he saw something unusual. An old sage sitting cross-legged in silence, his eyes closed, his breathing calm, as though the world itself had disappeared. The air around him felt different, lighter, still. Master, I am lost. I work, I struggle, but I always fail. My mind is restless. My life feels empty. Tell me, what is wrong with me? What is wrong is not you. What is wrong is the cage you have built in your own mind. A cage? Yes, you are locked inside fears, doubts, and anger. You think they are part of you, but they are only walls you created, and the key to unlock them is already within you. The young man's heart pounded. For the first time, he felt the possibility that perhaps he wasn't broken. Perhaps he was only trapped. To unlock the secret mind, you must first see it. Most people are prisoners of chains they cannot see. Habits, fears, noise. Awareness is the first key. The sage told him to sit by the river, to watch the flowing water, to say nothing, to do nothing, just watch. At first, the young man grew restless. His body twitched. His thoughts screamed inside his head. He thought of his failures, his anger, his hunger. But slowly, the sound of the river grew louder than his thoughts. The gentle flow washed over his mind. For the first time, silence entered his heart. I never noticed. The sound of water feels like it's washing my thoughts away. And so it begins. Awareness is the doorway. Once you are aware, your cage begins to dissolve. Your mind is powerful, but when it is ruled by anger, fear, or doubt, it becomes your master, and you its prisoner. Control your emotions, and you control reality itself. The sage gave him a bowl filled to the brim with water. He told him to walk across sharp rocks without spilling a drop. At first, the young man shook with fear. His focus was scattered. Again and again, the water spilled. This is impossible. It is not the path that shakes you. It is your mind. Calm the storm within, and even the hardest road becomes simple. The young man breathed deeply. He silenced the voices of fear and anger. Step by step, steady and calm, he crossed without spilling a single drop. Your mind is not only for survival, it is for creation. What you imagine with belief, you eventually shape into reality. But most people imagine failure, fear, and pain, and so that is all they see. If you dare to imagine strength, peace, and love, you will live them. The sage told him to close his eyes. The young man saw himself strong, capable, fearless. He imagined himself helping his family, leading others, smiling with peace. The more he imagined, the lighter he felt. His heart burned with possibility. You have touched the secret. The mind is not a cage, it is a tool. But the question is, what will you create with it? The greatest secret of the mind is that its power awakens not when you live only for yourself, but when you serve something greater. Purpose is the flame that unlocks the soul. The young man realized his struggles were never punishment. They were training. His hidden mind was not meant to escape pain, but to transform it into strength for others. So my struggles were preparing me. I was never powerless. You were never powerless. You only needed to see. The young man returned to his village. The same problems waited. The same storms raged. But now his mind was different. He walked with calm. He spoke with wisdom. He acted with courage. Where once people saw weakness, they now saw strength. And though his life still carried pain, inside he was free. The truth was clear. The secret mind is not about escaping struggle. It is about transforming it. Pain became his teacher. Fear became his compass. Failure became his training ground. The chains were never outside. They had always been inside. And once broken, nothing could hold him again. And so, my friend, the truth is this. The secret mind within you is waiting to be unlocked. Awareness opens the door. Mastery of emotion keeps you steady. Imagination shapes your future. Purpose sets your soul on fire. Unlock these, and you will discover a power you never thought you had. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who is struggling. Remind them of the secret mind within. And if you believe more souls need to hear stories like this, like, comment, and subscribe to Life Lessons Library. Together, we will awaken the hidden power within us all.